Hello, hello. It's Fiery Grace the Gifted. I am here with a Divine Masculine Insights reading. And if you could just let me know if you can hear me, because I'm trying out a different mic, because the last time I tried the new headphones, you guys told me that it sounded like I was coming out of a tunnel. So, does this one sound okay or does it sound bad? Okay, good. You guys can hear me. Yay. Hi, everybody. So, I'm going to start shuffling. Thank you guys so much. Awesome. All right, I'm going to start shuffling here. Give people some more time to get here, but let's check the energy. Whoa. Sorry, I'm at a weird angle too. I was not expecting to do this reading. I'm actually in the middle of some other things, some other client readings, but I don't know. I was like, I just shuffled this deck and it, it landed here and I heard very clear, like, hello, hello. And I was like, hello? So, okie dokie. Okay, well, this is interesting because in the 3D, I mean, but I think we kind of already know this, that the DM is starting to realize that like they're their own self-saboteur. Like they are their own saboteur. They have been sabotaging their own life with the decisions they've been making. And suddenly I don't know, it just seems like it's clicked. But like I said, I feel like I've been getting that message for about a month or so now, that for a lot of them it was basically being thrown into their face, like, this is you, this is on you. And even down to the things that you've told yourself you want, this is on you. And it's been really bothering them. So I'm seeing that I don't know, maybe someone is supposed to, oh man, I don't know, because like I said, I feel like we've talked about this, maybe there's something more to it. But I do get the sense that for some reason they need someone to understand that things have changed. We saw the 3 of Wands, we saw the 7 of Pentacles. It's time now. And it's because of this realization that they feel like they need to come in. I sense a confidence, but I also sense, speed. And it's funny because, I sense speed, but I also sense a natural progression, but like I don't know, I guess it's like a rushing river. It's a river, but it's still rushing. Okay, okay. All right, let's keep going, because I'm seeing the 3 of Pentacles, which is a partnership card. That's where I'm kind of like, all right, what's going on? I'm going to go here and then I'll do that one last. Yeah, look at that. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Okay, my love. Wow. You are being guided to maintain your position. Be the Queen of Cups in the sense of being the lighthouse on the shore, providing that beacon, that home, that calling, right? Come home. Be that light. Be that person. Because the husband card just came up with the 9 of Pentacles. Someone, I feel like those of you who will come back and watch this, but if you're not watching this live, if you watch this later, you should rewind and look at the imagery. 9 of Pentacles, princess on her own, King of Wands, but in that deck, he's on top of a dragon and he's a freak. He looks like Thor. And then what was it? There was the 7. I don't know. I remember the 7 of Swords now for some reason. And just like wanting, oh, the Empress. Hello. It was like, I'm coming home. And the sense that I got from the 7 of Pentacles, sorry, the 7 of Swords, along even with the 7 of Pentacles, it's like there's more going on than you know. So not only has something changed in the 3D, And perhaps it's because of this new understanding of their own position in their the way that their life has turned out. Maybe it's that, not that they're trying to tell you that, maybe they're saying because of that something has happened. Maybe that's what's going to come out in the reading. And this is supposed to be a short reading, so goodness gracious, already. Come on, you got to give me more warning. Oh my gosh. But over here, seeing the Seven of Swords, it's like you can't see what's happening. And this is the divine deck. This is like, you can't see what God is doing, but I think the divine masculine is sensing it. And I think the reason why we're being told this is because a lot of divine feminines have either started to lose hope or they're starting to focus on other things, and they're kind of questioning, like, am I crazy? Which honestly, in my personal opinion, I should say professional opinion. I have a clinical psychology degree. I should start using that a bit more. You guys, in my professional opinion, I think you all should be asking yourself if you're crazy constantly on this journey. I do. And if you don't ask yourself from time to time if you're crazy, you may not be dealing with a tough situation, only because then it gets weird. Even if it's not bad, it's still weird. But on the other side, you should just be asking yourself, because sometimes we have crazy behaviors that are just a part of our nature, or things that happen when we freak out or whatever, that we may be applying to this situation. And again, giving ourselves that justification of, oh, it's because it's my twin flame. And so I think all around you should be asking yourself that. But at the same time, once you've done that, once you've checked and said, am I being crazy right now? Or am I crazy for whatever I see? And you're like, no, I'm good. You know, really, for real, not just telling myself that because I want to hear it, right? But I'm really good. Like, this is okay. It's not hurting me. I would not regret this. And you know what? I'm going to give you some free coaching real quick. You want to know what I tell my long-term clients? If you were to look at this situation 5 years from now, and either they were your person or they weren't, either way, look at both options. Would you be ashamed of any of your behaviors? Would you feel like you've wasted any of your life? You know, I remember one client, we talked about it, and it was like, if you're going to choose to manifest this person, like if that's the angle you're going to take, like I'm going to manifest this union, all that. Okay, cool, great. That's, you know, I don't condemn anybody for whatever they decide to do. So if that's your thing, great. Now, what does that mean for you? That means that a few years down the road, whether that person was your person or not, you don't want to look back at this period of manifestation and be ashamed that you poured your energy into something that you weren't doing correctly. It was a waste of your time. It was a waste of your energy. And so all of this is being said at this point to help you understand that, yes, you've got to check yourself. You've got to do all of that. And if you're good, then be the beacon. If you're not good, then be the beacon, but in a different way. Because there's two ways to shine. On one side, you could be actively involved in the process of like sending light out to your divine masculine. So maybe you're not just sitting stationary, but you're also, sending that 5D energy. Or you could be the lighthouse where they know you're there, but you also live your life. And you leave that candle burning so that if they do come home and you would like to be a part of it, they know where the lighthouse is. So whatever option you decide, you can't flip-flop. You've got to pick one. Be the lighthouse. If you're going to walk away, but you shouldn't be watching this reading. You shouldn't stop watching stuff if you claim you're going to give up. Please, no one cares. You know, it's like when someone goes on social media and they're like, oh, I'm going on a deleting spree. And it's like, nobody cares. Just delete me then. Or you know what I mean? Like, just do your thing. I vibe with that when people say that kind of stuff. I'm seeing mostly memes that say stuff like that. That are like, nobody cares, Susan. You know, and it's like, sorry if I have any Susans. I love you. But, you know, it's like, stop with the whole feeling the need to let everybody know, you know, that you've left. And it's like, well, then stop watching twin flame videos so that YouTube will stop shoving them in your face. You have to figure out how you're going to do this. It's the same thing if you decide to be with someone. Like when I decided to be with Mr. Lightwork, knowing he did not want a relationship, knowing that he did He did not want to even like down the line, nothing. He didn't want to get married. He told me that if we were still together in 5 years, it would be me coming to visit him on Sunday dinner or for Sunday dinner. What? Me investing my time and my energy and my life into you and I'm a Sunday dinner guest? Oh, hell nah. But knowing all of that, I still chose to enter into a pseudo union with him. And it did turn out for the best. And in our case, it was meant for our growth. You've got to have the discernment to know. And then if you do choose to stay, you also have to make the choice to say, okay, I am in it. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not going to flip flop and treat them poorly or talk badly about them every time I get in a little attitude, get in a tiff. And now I'm just shouting from the rooftops that they're never going to change. I have got to make these decisions ahead of time. And then I stand firm, compassionate. I remain fully in love. Especially those of you who, for some reason, well, I don't want to say for some reason, because I know that there are legitimately people out there who believe like there's no guarantee and there's no guarantee in this lifetime. I do not believe that. But if you believe that, then it's like you've got to figure out how to come to terms with that. And if you're going to come to terms with it, you can't get mad. You can't get sad. You can't be constantly talking about it. And, it's just not guaranteed. Well, then, okay, well, I mean, no offense, but it sounds like you're manifesting that. If you've decided that it's not guaranteed, that doesn't mean that you have to speak poorly or that you're allowed to go back and forth, because still, whatever your personal beliefs are, you're not making sense to God. You're not making sense to the universe. It doesn't make sense. So watch what you're putting out there. And if you make a decision to enter into something, watch what you're doing to that divine masculine. Because if I had decided to be with Mr. Lightwork, but then had basically spent the entire time talking trash to you guys, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like if I had spent the entire time doing that, I really hadn't made the decision to be in pseudo union. I basically just decided that, I wanted my cake and I wanted to be able to eat it too. And since he wasn't giving me the cake, but I could kind of have a bite, I was going to complain the whole time, even though he was giving me the cake that I asked for. You know what I'm saying? It's like that you got to stop doing that. So every one of us has to figure out what kind of beacon, and really there's different levels, I think, to this. There's different levels of if you're not in contact or no communication or separation, all the labels. Even if you're in union, there might be certain ways that you have to either step back or step forward as the light. And as the Queen of Cups, I think the reason why this card is coming up is not just the whole lighthouse idea, but also because this is the part of you that maintains an emotional, loving connection to your divine masculine. Oh, sorry, that was my final point on that. To remain loving. And if you've decided that, it's just not in the cards, but it's just over. But I will always love them, and they will forever be my twin. And you've just decided that there's no chance, then you gotta, first of all, stop watching these videos. If that's you right now, bye. You don't need to be here, and you're hurting yourself. Go away. Go stop watching twin flame videos, seriously. But if you've decided that, it's not going to happen, but you're going to love them from afar, and you're okay with that, and you can do that, I mean, again, you probably shouldn't watch my channel because I don't believe in the whole idea of not coming into union in the same lifetime. So some of you can still watch me and apply my messages. Others, it's just going to rub you the wrong way to hear it because your soul believes something different. And so if you're going to maintain the idea that, that's definitely my twin, there is no one else, but there's no chance of us coming together in this lifetime, you have to remain loving or detach completely. Because you cannot continue to put hate out and be a light worker and claim to be a lighthouse for not only your divine masculine, but the light that others need as well. You cannot be that and hold that hate in your heart, especially not for someone you believe is your twin. So this is a wake-up call for some. For others, it's a final confirmation that we've got to choose a side, choose a position, choose a stance. And whatever I'm not judging you for whatever you decide to do. I'm not judging you if you believe that union is not in this lifetime. I who am I to judge? There's no book. So I want you for yourself, for your own sanity, for your own growth, to allow your intuition and discernment to truly, fully play out in every situation. Take some time and figure out what your stance is. What kind of lighthouse are you? How are you keeping your light? How are you keeping your promise to your divine masculine? What are you doing? All right, now final final shuffle. Good thing I really am only supposed to draw one card each, but still that was a lot right there. Oh wow, look at this. Oh my goodness, hi everybody. There's so many people here. What's up, y'all? If you're new, I hope you guys get just know I'm a coach. I am a life coach. So I am not a reader. I am an intuitive. I'm really good, but I'm not a reader and I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. So don't get triggered. I love you for real. I just keep it 100 all the time. All right. Three of Wands again, you guys. Already I'm hearing the divine masculine discernment. Oh, I knew it. Okay. I saw that that King of Swords. That discernment is so on point right now. And the fact that the Knight comes up, oh man, this is good. This is good. This is good. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going because I haven't even finished shuffling. Okay, so if you're not supposed to be here, you already know it. You felt it 5 minutes ago that you should have clicked off. If you're mad at my personality, me, if you're mad at the messages, if you're feeling really just triggered, you're not even mad, but you're just like, oh, this might not be, just click off, okay? It's okay. You can come back later. This video will be up. It will be available for your consumption at another time, but you're not supposed to be here and you know it. So I love you. I hope you have a good night. Mr. Lightwork's birthday's on Thursday, you guys. If you're interested in supporting us through, the channels and all of that, awesome. If you're interested in supporting him, you can buy a service from him or you can buy a service from me because I'm already unveiling all the gifts. It was so great. I cleaned his car and I detailed it, and the smile on his face was like the first genuine smile I've seen in a long time. All right, flash sales going on. Okay, love you. Okay, bye. Yeah, for real. All right, good. Okay. All right, they're gone. So I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to keep it simple because of the time we're already in. I have a session, that's why, you guys. First things first. What has changed in the divine realm? Like, what is the move of God? Because remember, wherever your divine masculine was when you met, when you went into separation or no contact or no communication, or when you went into pseudo union, when you broke up, when you got together, wherever they were at any point in their life, every time you've noticed a different space, place, paradigm, whatever, that was a move of God. That there was no accidental anythings. And even the moments where you say, well, what about when they decided to choose their karmic? A move of God. I don't understand. What's your question? Well, what about a move of God? A move of God. No soup for you. A move of God. So I need you to realize whatever is happening now, however it impacts them, that's another story. But whatever the energy is, it's all God. We are hearing from God right now, divine feminine. We need to be the Queen of Cups. We need to have compassion. We need to have empathy. We need to stand true and stay true to who we are. Know our hearts well enough to know how to move forward. The vision of our future actually lies in our heart at this moment, I think. There's some of you who are asking, where is my vision? Why can't I see clearly? Where's my clarity? What's happening next? It's in your heart right now. I'm straight up. It's in there. Okay. All right. So let's see. What is the unasked question? So here's what we have not been willing to consider. That maybe, just maybe, God really does have our best interest at heart. Because seeing the lovers here, by the way, with the Queen of Cups, no less. To me, this is an outpouring of love. And you know what? Some of you are into astrology and you'll know that there was something, what was it? Venus in Pisces. There's a lot of really forgiving. I think it wasn't even that the energy was forgiving. I think that because there were some things that allowed for forgiveness to happen, that the energy of love was able to be more expansive. It was able to penetrate deeper. It was able to do more for us. And then we had something else. Um, oh my gosh, I can't remember now. Was it like Mercury something? But anyways, it was about unconditional love. So we had love that allowed forgiveness and hope and all this to spring up. And then we had unconditional love. This week has been all about this newfound depth. And what's interesting is I've noticed that a lot of people have been experiencing that kind of, especially in the past couple of days, random communication from the divine masculine, very, very unexpected, a lot of outpouring. And if not, they've been getting this sense and this kind of overwhelming feeling, not realizing it's the divine masculine thinking about you. Some of you have been getting those. I remember I've talked about this with so many clients. I'll look at the cards and be like, what's happening? And I'll realize the divine masculines are starting those texts and then erasing them. You know, they're starting to try to find you on social media, and they can't even bring themselves to look. And so there's a lot of stuff that's happened, but I feel like this weekend, and if you're watching this later, just think about where you were about mid-month of January. There's just something that's happening that's shifting us. That's been happening a lot too, is a lot of divine masculines, when I've been doing these love letters, a lot of divine masculines are kind of speaking on, I guess, I don't know if it's everywhere. You guys know I don't really go out like that, but I guess the Valentine's Day stuff is out. And so I've been noticing, well, I don't know, it's not all Valentine's Day stuff. I think it's also just like people, like couples, people are together. There's a lot of weddings happening right now. Like I have noticed that. Like, so I don't know what's going on, but it's almost like we're being bombarded with all these images of what love could be. And I think that's why why God is saying, hey, stand firm and be ready, because I'm sending this blessing down. And you can kind of even see the blessing, this, the kind of greenish of the, coming over her. And I really do get the sense it's Archangel Raphael saying, I'm here to protect you on your journey, and it's time to go. And so I really wouldn't be surprised if there are more and more, which again, I'm loving these emails. I'm loving these comments. I love, love, love hearing about these movements, or even just going into full union. I mean, you guys, 4 clients this week messaged me about it. Like real, deep, true stuff from readings, stuff. I mean, so you guys, the move is sending about a healthy energy in the area of love, a healthy energy in the areas of our intimate relationships, okay? Our closest bonds. But I also get the sense, because remember, the Queen of Cups, she is the only one who has a special cup. She's the only one in the entire deck that has a different like looking thing than anyone else. Everyone else has the same wand. Everyone else has the same sword. She is the only person in the entire deck who has something special. Her cup is different. And it is said that her cup allows her to see visions, or holds visions inside of it. And so you have got to ask yourself, if I look at the love that I have envisioned for myself my whole life, what's inside that cup? A really important question came up in a reading I was doing the other day, and it's been weighing on me a lot. And it was like we were talking about this client and why her current relationship, was kind of ending, and why what happened. And it was this recognition that she needed this person. I don't even think was a bad person. I don't know. I just didn't get that vibe. But it was just that this person did not love like she did. And she needed someone that loved like her. And so the question came about when we were talking about the divine masculine. And it was like, can this divine masculine that you've chosen do that thing that you're leaving this other person the whole life? Can they do that for you? And so a lot of divine feminines also are coming to terms with the fact that the divine masculine that they've associated, this whole journey with might not be the person, and it's not even like their fault. If they are, it's going to take a way more than just a miracle. It's going to take, I mean, I can't even explain it. Some of the things that I've been told that these people, these potential divine masculines would say, or do. So be cautious. Remember, sex is not union. Doesn't mean it's not, but it definitely doesn't automatically indicate it. Just because you got a phone call, that's not union. That's not even real communication. I guess that's, receiving a form of communication. That's some sort of contact, but just be cautious with your heart and be sure that whoever this person is, because Mr. Lightwork didn't hit me up enough when I first met him, but now I mean, we don't want to be apart. So I understand that people can change, but you've got to make sure. I knew Mr. Lightwork could be different. Not even really change, just not do what he was doing in these certain areas. Can your person really make those changes for you? Will they? Would they be willing to? If you really don't know and you're just like, oh, I'm just going to trust God, trust divine. Okay, but what if you keep getting all these messages telling you no? So I think there's also this careful, thought out. I mean, I can't remember who said it, but it's been coming up a lot lately in my mind. I keep hearing the heart is the decision maker of the being. Your flesh moves from your heart. And a lot of us are brokenhearted. A lot of us have healed poorly. It's like if you broke your arm and it didn't heal all the way properly. So it always kind of had like a weird angle or something, or it always hurt, if you moved your hand or something. It's like that. Your heart really wasn't healed all the way. And so just be careful who you might have attached yourself to. And also be careful of what you're expecting from your divine masculine. Some of you are on the other side of the spectrum and you're just asking way, way too much of this person because it's really that you want them to fulfill someone else's standard. So you don't have to be embarrassed or ashamed. There's so much more that goes into this twin flame bond that people ignore because they say, well, I'm in the woo-woo spiritual community, or, well, it's twin flames, so I don't have any laws or rules that apply to me, or whatever. And it's like, no more justification. It's time to be rational. It's time to be logical. It's time to make sure that our heart, as well as our spiritual logic, that's our discernment, that's our intuition, are working in conjunction, especially now. This is a decision energy. This is a grounding energy. This is an energy of compassion. Be ready. It's changed. We were not, I don't know where we were before. Let me see. Where were we? We were in 9 of Cups. We were wishing, hoping, and praying. We were getting everything in order. That's what was happening either when we met, again, whatever time you were thinking about, of when you were thinking about what's changed from when, that's where you were. It was wishful thinking. It was hoping. And also, I think it was the divine masculine really doing a lot more for themselves, making their own dreams and wishes come true than it was about. Now we're seeing the divine masculine, look, trusting. That's trust. Okay? All right, so that's what's happening. We've moved into this new energy. Unconditional love. I'm even sensing a little bit of the Chariot. Now, what is it that we're not considering about, and we're here in okay, we got the Knight of Swords. What is it we're not considering about what? Oh, that's interesting. We keep talking about the intuition. We keep talking about discernment, and the High Priestess comes up. That's what's changed. Hold on a second. Wow. Okay. I'm excited because Mr. Lightwork is so indecisive, you guys. He hates this phrase. You just have to make a choice. He won't choose where we go to eat. He told me a long time ago, and still kind of stands, he might be a little bit different now, I don't know, but he told me a long time ago that he just didn't make choices because at least nobody could blame him if something went wrong. If he just let it happen, the worst they could say is you didn't do anything. But if he actually did do something, he didn't want to waste his time, his energy. He didn't want to feel like that. And so it's very interesting that I think the problem was is he didn't know what to do. And so he just didn't move. But now I think they know. I think their discernment has shifted. And it's gone from just completely blurry. Have you ever gone to the doctor's office and optometrist, and they have you stand in front of that thing that looks like you're looking off of the Empire State Building, but it's really like an eye machine, and then they move all the thingy-ma-bobbers down to test your vision. And when you first put your eyes in and it's like been on the last setting from the other person, and it's like, whoa, that was how they were seeing. It's like asking someone who is nearly blind to make a decision about whether or not to step forward, I don't know, somewhere off of a cliff. You know, again, but do you see my point? It's like someone who has that like cataract, glaucoma. It's like who was it? Was it Paul? Paul on the road to Damascus where the scales were over his eyes? Couldn't see. Someone had to guide him to go lay down somewhere. He didn't know what else to do. The divine masculine has been unable to choose and has been unable to move at all. So we could have seen Knight of Pentacles or even Knight of speak, Grace. Knight of Cups energy. You know, we could have had that just slow. Oh my gosh, can you please get it together? Can you please make a choice? And it was like, I just don't know. Do you guys remember? Some of you actually watched a video by Mr. Lightwork on his channel where in this video, he said, and he was very grumpy that day, and he said the answer to every question that you ask your divine masculine is, I don't freaking know. That he made an actual video. If you went to Mr. Lightwork's page, his YouTube channel right now, and scrolled down to one of his first, like maybe the third or fourth video he ever made, it was one of the first times that he was just venting, and he just was trying to tell like us, but I think me even, but I think everyone is just, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what you expect from me. I don't know. And all of a sudden, boom. They are now, the scales have fallen off their eyes. They've gotten LASIK surgery, whatever needed to happen. They started eating a lot of carrots, and now, boom, their discernment has shifted. That's what we have not, it's like, why would they all of a sudden be ready? And it's like, because we missed this part. We missed the fact that they've been unable to make a decision. This is kind of freaky, actually. I really wasn't even thinking about the fact that this is back here. I know we were talking about decisions, but I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking about the fact that Mr. Lightwork hates when I tell him that he just has to make a choice. He has to just make a choice to be happy, or he just has to make a, it really does sound condescending. It sounds rude as hell to tell somebody that, you know, like to tell somebody who's overweight, you just have to choose to be thin. You're really not thin, but you know, that's probably what they would say to them, but you have to choose to be healthy. And it's like, do you think that it's that easy? If I've become addicted to sugar or addicted to whatever, maybe I binge eat, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really think it's that easy to just choose healthier foods? You know, what if I can't afford them? It's cheaper to eat fast food than it is to eat a salad or anything else healthy. You know, I went to a place, it's called Clean Juice, but you guys, it was like $30 for me and Mr. Lightwork to have juice. Now, believe you me, I have a juicer at home. I know the process of juicing. I know fruits and vegetables are expensive, but do you see my point? If I wanted to go get a healthy, not store-bought, you know, packaged juice, but if I wanted to get healthy, straight from, you know, the plant to what is it called? Whatever. Juiced, okay? Boom, healthy. If I wanted that, it's $30. Can you imagine? Like, so I need you to understand, things are shifting, and it's allowing the divine masculine to choose, and it finally doesn't feel like someone's just talking down to them. Someone's just saying to them, like, just get it together, fix it, make it right. I think it finally feels like, I can do this. I can see, I can make the choice because I finally know, probably because something has happened with the vision. There's been a lot of vision cards. 3 of Wands came up, Queen of Cups came up, King of Wands came up. I'm just saying. All right, so hold on really quick. This is where we're at. Where were we in the beginning? We were in the world. So we were way too worried. And this is interesting. The world has the number 2 and the number 1 in it. The number 2 is the divine feminine archetype in the numerology. Number 1 is the divine masculine archetype in the numerology. And I think what was happening was there was too much going on. The divine masculine was swinging back and forth between divine feminine, divine masculine, which is why the divine feminines were losing their effing minds going, I think I'm the masculine. Maybe I'm the feminine. I think I'm the masculine. Wait, am I the feminine? Maybe I'm the masculine. And it's like, no, what we do is we fill in the gaps where we're needed. And so every time the divine masculine went to one side, we were like, wait, we got to be balanced. And we kept trying to find our balance with them, and it wasn't working out. And so they're over here in the world worrying about all this stuff. The divine feminine is doing all the work, holding both wands, trying to spin batons and like make things happen, while the divine masculine is just like, maybe I'm gonna go over here. I don't know. Oh, maybe I'm gonna go over here. Who knows? Just kind of like whatever. And so now the divine masculine is able to separate. Look at that. Wow. 21. Oh, this is crazy. Again, I'm not even thinking about this. I'm holding this deck over here. The divine masculine is now able to split that 2 and 1 energy. And now that the 2 energy, because 21 was just way too much to deal with. But now that the 2 energy has kind of downloaded and the 1 energy has downloaded, now that they have the initiation energy of the divine masculine, as well as this outpouring of intuitive wisdom pouring, coming in from the divine feminine within, they're finally coming into balance. It doesn't seem so overwhelming. Life doesn't seem so hard. Something had to click into place that wasn't able to click when they were all over the place and they wouldn't just let things happen. So we've left the focus on the world in a bad way, not a good way. Okay, we've left that just being too all up in all that stuff. And we're coming into this space of supreme knowing. You want to know why the divine masculine won't choose you? Because their answer to everything is, I don't know. Not anymore. All right. And finally, we've got what again? 3 of Pentacles partnership. Okay. So what's up? What's changed with the divine masculine presently? Interesting. 10 of Wands. Okay. Because I'm seeing this sense of work, but what about work? Stress-related health concerns. We also had back here good health. And then I would feel that the high priestess is probably extremely healthy, thinking about Daniel, the Daniel fast, and the pomegranates behind her. I feel like first and foremost, if you have, okay, because I know that there are some divine masculines who are going to be super fit, and then there might be some that are not. But if you've just ever noticed something unhealthy about your divine masculine, like maybe they are, not physically healthy, or maybe they do too, like they are kind of, they appear so, but you're like, that's all water weight. You go to the gym, but those aren't real muscles. And, you're probably going to have a heart attack in 5 years because you work out constantly, but you don't eat vegetables, that kind of stuff. Like there's something that's shifting in the way that they see themselves and treat their temple. And it doesn't just necessarily mean like, oh, that doesn't apply if they already, were really ripped. It's like, no, all of them are looking in the mirror. 2020, who was it? I think Rebel Wilson. She went by Fat Amy in Pitch Perfect. She said she's lost a bunch of weight this year or last year at some point. Oh yeah, I think it was last year. She did like cats or something. I don't know. I just remember seeing this story earlier. And she said that this is her year of health, or the 2020 is the year of health. And you guys, it's not out of the ordinary. It's a very, very common trend at this point. And they've seen that this decade is going to be the decade of everyone kind of going green. Okay, climate change, all that stuff. Everyone trying to figure out what's really going on and how can I really make a difference? And is it the corporations? Is it me? So we're all starting to look at that. And in doing so, we're also starting to look at ourselves and say, America is tired of hearing that we're the most obese country and that our healthcare is awful. And, all of that stuff is most likely going to change in the next decade, even down to, hearing about this from astrologers who talk about how different energies and different, planetary alignments can bring about these political changes and all that. So the health thing is a part of it. This to me is a sign that the divine masculine is looking ahead to the next decade and saying, especially those of them, not even that. I was going to say those of them that are older, but I'm even thinking about the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds. Mr. Lightwork was born on a 10 decade. He was born in 1990. And I think that people who were born, I kind of always wanted to be, I like being born in the 80s, but I kind of wish I had been born like on a 90 or 2000 or, what I'm saying? Like a year like that. I don't know. I think it's cool because you always, don't judge me, but you never have to do the math for your birthday. You kind of just like can see it really easily, but don't judge me. But anyways, but now just thinking about numerology, I think it's really cool to have that like powerful 0 in their birth chart or their birth date. But just, I think it's interesting that those people who are born on those decade years, but also just generally thinking about someone who's looking ahead to say, when I'm, 10 years from now, I'll be in the next decade of my life. So I'm going to either be, I'm 20 now, I'll be 30, I'm 30 now, I'll be 40. That's a big deal when you're starting to think about your health. And so wherever they are, I think the younger ones are probably thinking, what is this? Close. I think the younger ones are thinking more about like probably their pentacles too, but more so like how am I going to, live my best life, have my best health, to where I could, if they're gonna have kids, like I can play with my kids, I can do all these things, but I can also be, I can feel like really powerful. They're just really starting to hone in on, and I guess I can see that 1 and 0, that new beginning for the masculine. They're honing in on what is gonna make them the best and the most powerful, and I'm hearing now the most powerful partner. They're asking themselves, okay, I have a little vision that just came through. So I have a family member that married someone. I think they're married. I don't talk to my family anymore, so I'm not sure. But I think this person married someone that was much older than her. And this person, they had like broken up and all this stuff because this person was like, I don't want to get married. And I'm already, much older than you. I already have grandkids. And you want to have kids and stuff and da da da. Well, they ended up getting married anyways, and they have a baby now. So I want you to see that this person, who I think he's probably only like in his 40s, maybe he might be 50 by now, because I really don't remember how old he was back then. But he now has to think, oh my gosh, in 10 years, I'm going to be 50 something or 60 something, and I'm going to have a 10-year-old. I got my grandkids, but that's a different story. But I'm gonna have a child. I have got to be there. And he was already really into fitness. I think he was like pescatarian and all that different stuff. So it doesn't matter on the sliding scale whether they're super healthy or all the way super unhealthy. I think that there is a focus on their physical health for some reason. And again, I think it has a lot to do with the divine feminine. You can see back here the Lovers, and you can see here in combination with the Three of Pentacles, that partnership card, that building something together, starting from the ground up. And so the divine masculine is letting us know a few things here. First, I'm seeing in the 3D, the way that I view life, I'm tired of working. Again, I want to work smarter, not harder. I feel like I've said that recently. Like, it's like I value hard work, but I also want to make sure that the hard work that I put into anything is going into something that's going to give me the right return on investment, that I'm not wasting anybody's time. I'm not wasting my energy. Beyond that, I want to make sure that I start to hack my body, I think. Like work smarter with my own self. There's all these different studies on whether your blood type can impact what type of food you should eat. And, there's all kinds of things. Your race could impact what food you should or shouldn't eat, because all this stuff, all of these things are going to start coming forward, where we're really going to be doing more and more research and just learning more. I did my thesis for my psychology degree on the mind, body, soul or spirit connection in conjunction with mental health, and found out that, there's so much research already being done. It was really limited mostly to like runners and stuff, but there was so much research being done. And we're also talking about mental health. The divine masculines are getting these downloads of intuition, of Queen of Cups energy. They're also feeling it. And a part of that is, I think that divine feminines are typically much better at coming to terms with their own emotional state and fixing their emotional state, which is probably why I get the sense that more divine feminine types are more likely to go to a therapist or go to the doctor even, just to say, hey, I think something might be wrong with me, like just health-wise. And so we're seeing this kind of shift in his energy, because he's kind of going to start to nurture and mother himself or herself in a way that's more like the divine feminine. So again, we're seeing really good things shifting, and it's because they're tired of being stressed. They're tired of causing their own stress. They're tired of being stressed about everything all the time, and they're realizing that it has to start with them first. So they're putting an end to the work that they're doing, where they're constantly just going nowhere, just picking up a bunch of stuff, going nowhere with all this different random inspiration. They want to pick, remember we saw the Knight of Wands, they want to pick one thing. We saw the King of Wands, they want to focus on that one vision. It could encompass a lot of things within the vision, but it's not going to be so scattered like it used to be. In the 5D, they're no longer in a place of just, again, that wandering energy. They're in a new space. They want to do more. They want to be more. They want to be more focused. And they finally know how. Something is either clicking or clicked, And I don't know if it's just that, I guess they realize it's in them already, that they can do what they need to do, or what, but suddenly they just know. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow I asked Mr. Lightwork what he wanted to eat and he just told me. I know that might not sound like a big deal, but you guys, it's ridiculous. Only because, not just because it's like you pick, it's because he always complains, or when I pick a place he always says no. And so it's just like, then why are you picking? So wouldn't it be interesting if just in the little things we start to see the divine masculine saying, I know what to do. I'm going to do this. I got this. I can handle this. And then finally we're seeing the lovers. We're seeing the energy of divine moving in and bringing about healing on this journey, finally allowing us, some of us, we're already on the journey, but we're about to kind of enter a new level. It's like when you're about to go up into a new altitude, where even though you've already kind of been in the mountains, it's still higher. Okay. It's still a bit much. And so you kind of have to be prepared for it. And we're getting this new burst of blessings and miracles and really amazing energy. So I do hope that this has been beneficial to those of you who are present. For those of you who watch this later, again, thinking back to where you were in mid-January, but recognize that energy, it is fluid. It does what it wants to do. And if you were called to watch this reading in the future, or maybe, I don't know, some of you, I didn't know that, but some of you guys actually have playlists and stuff for my readings. I didn't realize that until I searched one day and saw like a bunch of them. I was like, what? But maybe you end up watching this reading again later to remind you of this time, or again, just to say, hey, this thing that was happening back then for a lot of other people, it's now happening for you. So you've got to start to use your discernment. You guys have got to stop getting upset with readers for not giving you all the answers. We're not you. That's not how discernment works. So you have got to start to grow it and use these readings, not to just take whatever fiery grace says and go with it. You know, this is a general reading. It should not all resonate. If it does from time to time, that's cool. I know some of us are on the same wavelength and all that, but not everything that happens in a reading when I rewatch, not everything that's in the reading is for me, even if the reading is obviously something that is good for me. And so you guys have got to start really empowering yourself and taking the gifts that readers and, you know, intuitives and all that are giving you through these channels, or those of you who already have your own channel, you know, you're giving a gift to someone of an opportunity for clarity. That's all this is. And if you see this as some sort of, I don't even know what it could be that's deeper or that's more, and you're taking these things. That's why so many readers are forced to say, you know, this is for entertainment purposes only. That could be pretty confusing to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, what? But again, you've got people who will take this stuff and say, so-and-so told me to go do this. No one told you to do that. No one told you that that was your twin or wasn't your twin, or, you know what I'm saying? And so your discernment is your power. And if you get mad at everybody else for saying it, you know, that's not going to help you. Get on it. Focus, because the divine masculine's discernment has just increased. And if you have been in the wrong anywhere, do you know how frustrating it is to be the dang divine feminine? Y'all know, and be doing all this dang work and blah, blah, blah. And then the divine masculine just comes in and says something and just shuts something down. And you're like, not fair. But I'm not allowed to say anything to you, but you could, you know what I mean? It's like, so I want you to be prepared that these divine masculines are going to start stepping into their, you know, that king and knight of swords energy of, I know what it is. And Mr. Lightwork's been doing it lately where he'll say something, he'll be like, no, because I said so. And again, y'all, I'm not even mad because he's right. We shouldn't be doing that thing or whatever. And it's like, okay, sure. You know what? I don't even want to do it now because that was kind of sexy, you know? So I want you guys to be prepared. These DMs are going to be different. Things are very, very different. The energy is different. Everything has changed. And unfortunately, especially for those of us who are in separation, no contact, no communication for a long time, it is so hard to remember that time has passed and things have changed. And oftentimes I do have to remind my clients who have not talked to their person in a long time, listen, you do need to be aware that you may not have been on their mind like they were on yours. And that's where I say, you know, some of you have to be very careful when you do get communication. because you're going to get communication from this person and then they're going to disappear, which sometimes happens. And you're going to say, well, what happened? And it's just that they're not really ghosting you. That's how you feel. And I guess that's what's happening. But they just thought of you and they hit you up. You've been obsessing over them every single day for days and years and however long. They just thought of you in that moment and hit you up. And so we've got to really start to understand the way that we are approaching things and the pressure that we're putting on these people and on this dynamic and on everything. And also, I think the pressure that you put on readers and on yourselves to get answers from you. I mean, if you really thought you were going to get answers from one reading, then why keep watching readings? Because if you didn't get answers from the one, then you're probably not going to get answers at all. And if you did get answers from the one, then you shouldn't need another reading. See, be careful about the way you approach these things. All right, people. This has been like a random coaching session. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I gotta go. Crap. Shit. Okay. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Sorry. Okay, good. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. Okay, you guys. I just realized that I went over a lot, and I had a client. Luckily, she's always late, and she hasn't texted me yet saying, where am I? So are you watching? All right, never mind. All right, I'm going to go. I love you guys. Oh, you know what? Crap, I do have to do this. I promised. What up? Welcome. I'm Fiery Grace the Gifted. If you still have, please like this video if you liked it. Thank you guys, as always, for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Thank you for sharing the videos, especially when you know that someone's going to need it. I'm Fiery Grace the Gifted. I am an intuitive life strategist here on YouTube. I'm here to help you with these crazy twin flame journeys, but also to get started in your light work, to get over those different humps that happen when we're out here trying to save the world. I'm here, and I love what I do. So you can get all kinds of different sessions with me. Love letters are my most popular, but everyone is really into light worker sessions this month because it's January and it's been dope. We're here creating lifestyles, not resolutions, and it's really exciting to see what some people are able to do after those sessions. This whole flash sale thing is going on still, and it will go on till Thursday. So if you go to the website and it says it ended, it's because I keep forgetting to update it, even though I keep telling myself to update it every day since last week. So it's there's a flash sale going on my website. Awesome pricing. Really great opportunities to either purchase a reading now or even bank a reading for later with the great flash sale. And all of the proceeds are going to Mr. Lightwork, which might sound like really Fiery Grace, like not even to the homeless. Y'all, I already give all my money to the homeless. Y'all know that. So don't be mad that I want to bless my man who has not gotten a gift and probably won't get a gift. He probably won't even get a text from his family. And it's just sad. And I refuse to be a part of that. I refuse to continue to, encourage any thought in his mind that he is not special and beautiful and wonderful and important. And so I'm getting him stuff and it's awesome. And like I said, I cleaned his car today. I know that might not sound like a lot, but it was a lot for him. So, if you want to support that love, just go to thefierygrace.com and you'll see the Mr. Lightwork celebration sale. He's turning 30. And if you send an email to thefierygrace@gmail.com, you'll get an auto reply back from me, but it's not from me, it's from a robot. And and it'll tell you what the booking process steps look like and all the information you need to know. I accept payments through PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Make sure that you send to Fiery Grace with my logo that you see on YouTube, which is a flame. If you send it to somebody else because what's that word? Because of autocorrect or something like that, which has happened twice now on some other people's phones. I cannot help you with that. That is not me. That's Cash App and Venmo. So please be careful of who you are sending stuff to. You can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook. @Guidance by Grace is my Instagram. Those other 4 are my Facebook pages. And I think that's it. Okay, I gotta go. I love you guys. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I gotta go. Love you. Bye. Just making sure.